there's two things that I can focus on. One is that while we don't often account for it in research related to immigrant families, the occupation of the parents in the home country made a big difference to what their interactions with institutions were like and what kinds of roles their children played, even if their occupation in the United States was very different. So if they had been a professional in the country of origin, even if they were working as a janitor in the United States, they had different resources at their disposal in terms of their life experience, their understanding of how school systems worked, and so on, from someone else who works as a janitor in the United States but has never held a high-skilled position. But even more so than that was the role that elder siblings play in their younger siblings' educational attainment, because that was something that emerged in a much stronger way than I could have anticipated, and only recently have other scholars started to note what a difference sibling order can make in an immigrant household. So the child who is most likely to be the broker for their families in terms of negotiating language, culture, and media connections for them is the eldest. They're the most likely to speak their parents' language, the most likely to shoulder these kinds of responsibilities. But they are also the first one to go through the American school system. And so a lot of things are learned by trial and error because the system is not transparent. It's not easy even for educated parents or English-speaking parents who have immigrated from another country to understand where all the opportunities are and what might be available to their children. And so that trial and error, which may result in opportunities for that eldest sibling, but may also mean opportunities that they missed, that eldest child now becomes capable of helping their younger siblings navigate the school system. They're able to help with homework when parents may no longer be able to. They're able to offer advice on opportunities like charter schools or college applications and so on that may or may not have been easy for them to figure out, but they're able to offer that to their younger siblings. And so sibling communication emerged as a very strong indicator that while we've always been concerned about intergenerational mobility of immigrants, what happens between the parents' generation and the child's generation in terms of where they are able to integrate socially into the United States, there may be intra-generational mobility in that younger siblings are able to achieve things with the help of elder siblings that elder sibling was not able to achieve themselves. Sometimes for that elder sibling, they're hamstrung by the fact that they may have immigrated with their parents and therefore came into the country without legal documentation to be here. And as a result, no matter how intelligent, no matter how talented, sometime in high school they come to the heartbreaking realization that the opportunities that college affords for social mobility are simply not open to them. But because their younger siblings are more likely to be born in the United States, that structural constraint may mean that even more so than other families where all children are born in the United States, that younger siblings may be able to achieve things that their elder siblings simply cannot.